friends, Chris Kelly here. Hey, midweek, I'm going to head out of town with the girls tomorrow and go play in a water park. So I wanted to get this out. Many of you might not see this until Thursday or Friday, but so be it. I'm going to spend a little time looking at data from a couple different places. I'm not going to totally geek out and get in the weeds, but I thought it's nice. You know, we have our own little graphic that we post every week. This guy. And it's an aggregation of the whole Tri-County area. So not Quad, it's not Clark County across the river, but and it really is excluding things like certain property types. So by and large, though, it's residential activity in the Tri-County area. So, but Berkshire Hathaway, the company I work at, we also have a quarterly report that gets put out that breaks down the market a little bit in more detail. So we're going to look at all those things today. Again, I'll post them. If you see this through social media or by email, you'll have the documents there too. I'm also going to try to post the link to the full reports that the RMLS puts out, which is called their market action report, as well as our Q2 report for that Berkshire Hathaway puts out. So for those that really want to take a deeper dive, you're welcome to do that. All of that to say, honestly, the market remains fairly flat. Now it'll be interesting to see if it stays that way. And the reason I say that is interest rates have come down a bit. I think we can finally borrow conventional conforming money in the low half of the sixes. I think we have one with a little bit of cost being paid right down at the bottom, almost at 6 on a deal that we're doing right now. So, which I think leads me to believe that government money, i.e. VA, FHA, can be done under 6 and not significantly, but under 6 a bit. So that's better. That's enough of a change to talk about it, at least. Like I said in weeks past, you see these articles, interest rates have plummeted, and you find out they plummeted a quarter of a point or an eighth of a point, and that's not a plummet. Sorry. But when you break a half a point and get into, and really get from the upper half of the sixes into the lower half of the sixes, that's enough of a change. Yeah, somebody that's kind of in the marketplace or on the cusp of it, they should pay attention to that. So it'll be interesting to see what rates do to the activity. So that said, I'll minimize this. I mean, there isn't dramatic activity. I mean, this is year over year. So solds are down a bit for this week compared to this week last year, but pendings are up a bit similarly versus this week last year. And new listings are relatively similar considering it's all of Portland Metro. And again, time on the market, it's crept up on the average a little bit, but not like dramatically. I mean, and nor is it really the frog in the slowly boiling water. It isn't like we've reached a problem. This is not a slow market by any means. It's just not a frenetic pace that it was in prior years. And again, median and average sales price are remaining awfully similar these last couple of years. If you look particularly from 2022 to here, or even 2021 wasn't dramatically different, but we're still higher or close to it. I mean, we were higher a little bit this week last year. But that's all, by and large, that's pretty flat. So I'm going to pivot to, this particular graphic, and I'll zoom in a bit on it. So this is the Q2 report I was talking about, and you can really see the flatness in the market in this document, really. This breaks it down by West Portland and Northeast Portland and Gresham and Sandy and Milwaukee and so on. But you can see that, 24 is the burgundy number and 23 is the gray number as far as average sales price goes. By city, they're pretty similar. Lake Oswego lost a bit of ground. They're, obviously the highest price point in Portland Metro, but Sherwood lost a little bit of ground. But by and large, things have increased overall, but fairly insignificantly. So As far as units, this is the actual number of units closed in Q2 by city. So I like this document. I like to look at it from time to time because it breaks it down a little further than I do, as opposed to just the whole metro area. You can look at it broken down by city, and you can see what Gresham and Troutdale have done versus, Northeast Portland or Southeast Portland. But you can see that the numbers, I mean, these charts have to be pretty dramatically different, right, to get somebody's attention. That's the whole point of looking at a graph. And they're really not. I mean, they're all pretty similar. So this really does kind of demonstrate a flat market. So same thing. Last one I'll look at. This is the RMLS market action overview. And inventory has increased a small bit, right? In the last couple of months, it's went from 2.3 to 2.8 months. That doesn't sound like much. It's a bit. Remember, we were down under a month in that first half of 2022, and that's ridiculously low inventory. So, we saw 2.7 in 2023. We saw 2.9 later in 2023. So we've just been kind of there on inventory, but it's crept up the last couple of months. Again, I like looking at this information because it really translates to, for me, I can see in that there isn't any dramatic swing that has happened. Like I said, interest rates moved a bit. They've moved enough of a bit that might have some influence on how things look here in the coming weeks. If they move a little more, which they could do next month, that could support some of those that think we're going to have a very busy late year. And there are certainly folks that I listen to that think that. So I'm not sure I'm on board all the way yet, but maybe, and again, interest rates are always the catalyst for that. So it's certainly interesting times we're living in. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. All that to say, look, there's houses to choose from. There's opportunities to be had. Money's gotten a little cheaper. If you're looking to make a move and it's the right time in your life, otherwise, yeah, it's a fine time to be looking, in my view. Whether you're using us or not, I just think you should have this information. I think it's good information. It's good to hear somebody not be an alarmist. I mean, a lot of folks that I watch on YouTube or regardless of the topic, tend to be alarmists because that sells viewership. I'm trying to give. I'm not selling. I'm trying to give good information and really make the case for why it is or isn't a good time to be doing something in the real estate space. And here in Portland Metro, it seems to be a fine time to be doing things. And there's nothing dramatic going on. So I like that as a real estate professional. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I will put out, it's a week and a half away, guys, the 22nd Kelly Marketing Group annual summer picnic. It's going to be fun. I think we had a little snafu on mail that went out. It says it's on Horner Road. It's on Hosner Road, Hosner. At any rate, if you're interested in coming, it's a great way to spend 3 or 4 hours in the sun. It's a beautiful, beautiful location. We got killer food being catered. We got a great band playing as we do every year, and tons of water feature stuff. It's fun. It really is fun for everybody. So love to see you. August 17th, 2 to 5, 6015 Southeast Hosner. I'll put the information out there. I'll probably do a dedicated video here in a day or two, just because I got too many graphics to post on Facebook this particular video. So anyway, that's what I got. As always, we're here for you and yours. Let me know what we can be doing to help. And as I always say, until the next time.